Hey guys, it's Vampire Mike from SegaCDUniverse.com. I just wanted to make a quick video about something that was on my mind the other day. I'm a big Army of Two fan. Now I know people are against EA primarily. They dislike their practices, and I dislike a lot of their practices as well. I'm not a fan of the way they've implemented online passes. Luckily they've taken that back now, supposedly. And just other things they've nickel and dime the consumer with in terms of downloads. But anyway, besides like Dante's Inferno, which I think was an EA Division game, and a few others, I've never been a huge fan of most of their games. I mean, they do a lot of sports, or they did do a lot of sports, and I'm not a sports guy, so that's out the window. One of the series I always did like by them, though, was Army of Two. When the original Army of Two came out, my friend Timmy and I would play for hours and hours on end. They gave a free expansion pack, which gave a different ending and like a different guy you fought, like a boss. Then they did another expansion pack you would have to pay for, but it was just like missions to gain points. It wasn't really like a real mission, it was more like point based. So we had a ball with that. We played that thing, I mean, till our eyes bled. We didn't stop. So and we played it online a little bit, but the online was kind of glitchy, a little slow. They did like 2-on-2s, or I think it was 2-on-2 teams like versus each other. Anyhow, we knew it was a good game and we knew it was an interesting idea, but that it kind of needed to be developed a little more, or fleshed out. It's very, if you never played Army of Two, all the games are very like, this is gonna sound weird, but like brofist. Everything's very like over the top, like cheesy, almost like an 80s movie with like, Schwarzenegger and Stallone kind of thing. Both guys are like badasses, and one guy has tattoos all over, and these cool masks with like different designs and whatever. So anyhow, they made the sequel and we were hyped. So we ended up buying it. I want to say, I don't think I bought it launch day. I think I got it as a gift or something. Anyhow, yeah, I think my wife got me it. Did she? Yeah, I think she did. Anyway, excellent game. Really improves on the graphics, really improves on the gameplay and the clunky controls. Really improves on everything. The story got a little goofier, it gets, but it was still in the same vein, and it was better. It was definitely an improvement. So when they started doing this third one, I believe they handed it off to a different team. I don't remember who did it on the first two, but excuse me, it was some kind of, I think was it the Canadian team, or it is a Canadian team now? Anyhow, they added, they took away some of the elements. They took away the two main characters and made one of them, they took away the two main characters and they made them like side characters. I don't care about any of the new characters. They added a download where if you bought the game early, luckily I have a friend at GameStop who was able to get me a, the code. Thank you, Brian. All it gives you is, I think, a certain weapon you have to unlock in the game, and Big Boy and some other rapper, I don't know. I know Big Boy from Outkast. The game just doesn't feel right. Something feels very weird about it. It's also built, I believe, on a different engine than the previous one. I think the first two were on Unreal, and this one's on something called Frostbite 2, from what I read. Do I dislike Army of Two, Devil's Cartel? No, it's good, and it's a fun, goofy, over-the-top romp, but, and I'm not done with it yet, we're about maybe a third through. It's definitely something you're going to want to play with a person. They took away, well, first off, they did a split screen thing, obviously, which is good, in case you only have someone locally, which is good, but the way they did it was they put, let's say this is the TV, one guy's on the bottom, one guy's on the top, but it's not even. It's like this. So like, it's in one corner and you're in another corner, and there's black everywhere else. So that was kind of stupid. I don't remember that in the other games. They also took away the online modes in terms of fighting other human opponents. We really had a good time in the second game running around, upgrading our weapons, and then going online and doing certain things to try and take other teams out. They completely took that out. This feels like an Army of Two light. That's the best way for me to put it. The two main characters, I don't have any connections with. I don't feel any kind of like goofy, fun bond like the way you do in an old 80s movie or in the previous Army of Two games. In the second game, they added this feature where, depending on how you played the game, like you'd come up to certain instances, and you'd have to do something moral or immoral, like kill someone or save someone or whatever. And depending on what you did, you'd unlock either money or more weapons or whatever, and you get achievements for going the whole game good or going the whole game bad or whatever. There's like a lot of like yes and no's, which I thought was really cool because it gave a lot of replayability on top of the online mode. This doesn't have that either. There was also like an aggro mode where in the previous games, if you were shooting, your aggro meter would go all the way up and all the guys would just aim at you, and then you could go around and flank them yourself. It seems like it does that, but there's no meter, so I don't know if they took the feature out or just like dulled it down a bit and just took away the name. Overall, I really don't care about the story. I thought the first game's story was good, but I don't remember it completely. I remember some of it. There was 2 bad guys in it that were really cool, and that really stuck in my mind. The second game had a really cool bad guy that you really disliked, and you know, it was just interesting. And then the third game, so far, it's like just against a Mexican drug cartel, and I don't want to give away too much, but it's just not really grasping me. I would say if you were a fan of both of the original games, and even the PSP, when the PSP one was like a top-down shooter kind of, it was okay, that was alright. But anyway, if you're a fan of both the original titles, you'll probably like it. But I would definitely not put my hopes up, and if I gave the first one an 8 and the second one a 9, this one would get like a 7, 7.5. It's definitely, they took away too much and didn't replace it with anything new to warrant it being better. It's actually a step down. So, unless Salem and Rios come back, unless they add some more online features or whatever, I'm probably not going to go with the Army of Two series anymore. But not that it's bad, it's just not something I particularly, you know, I'd rather see a third Kane and Lynch, honestly, even though the second game was good, but some things about it I didn't like either. Anyway, that's a whole different topic. So I just wanted to touch upon that because I'm a big Army of Two fan, and that's that. Thanks guys for watching. It's Vampire Mike from SegaCDUniverse.com. Please leave in the comments whether you like Army of Two, hate Army of Two, what you liked about it. Maybe you have some fond memories. I associate the first 2 games with my friend Timmy. We played online together all the time, like I said, the campaign over and over. And now the third one I'm playing with his brother Brian because Timmy's away. So, alright guys, thanks. Be good.